Hey guys, so I know I started the video just a little bit late, but basically I'm having to change out the terminals and create a new connection for my battery. The reason being because this is a sound that I heard when trying to start my car and it wouldn't start. So I know this video is a little bit into it. Basically after that noise I knew that the connection from the battery to the alternator needed to be done again. What I've done first is you want to make sure you take off the ground first and then the positive on the battery. So I've done that. I just use an 8mm, typically about the same size for most batteries, and I've already clipped one of the negatives. As you can see, one of the negatives was going right into here. I clipped that and I'm working on clipping the next one. Okay, so I went ahead and cut the other one off right here. So now you just have the two, the big one and the small one that they came off of. The big one and the small one right there. There wasn't any corrosion really on the batteries on the outside that I could see, but then I looked at the actual copper wire itself, and we'll see if you can see this, but right in here I noticed that it wasn't the same color as a regular copper wire like you see there. It was really black inside, and you could just have kind of a black or white inside the wires. I'm not sure how long it goes down, but how far it goes down, but I can see that someone's done this before. Someone's changed this out and they put new electrical tape over it, so this has obviously happened before. This is a 97 Explorer, so basically I just know that it needs to be redone. That's the color wire that I want, and so that's what I have on the inside of both of my new wires, and so that's what I'm looking for. And I have a regular wire there, and I can see inside here regular wire there, so that's all I need. Next I'm going to do this to the positive. I'm going to cut both wires on the positive side as well. Okay, so I've officially cut that off, so now I have my old terminals right here. I cut those off, and now basically you want about 3/4 of an inch of wire showing. So I'm going to come back here and I'm just going to cut a little bit of that off to show about 3/4 of an inch of that wire. Okay, so I've loosened these here, and you can see there's a little bit of room here to stick the wires. So I'm going to stick both wires right inside this hole. It's the opposite end where your terminal is going to fit onto the battery. So I'm going to stick these right in here as my phone's going off. What happened is on the larger positive wire here, these copper wires didn't quite fit into the hole. They were a little too big. The smaller one does, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the smaller one inside here, and on the bigger one I'm going to use a battery cable lug. This guy right here. The larger one will fit in there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and screw this right onto this one right here, so I'll show you what that looks like here. Alright, so basically I got the lug on, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slip the smaller positive wires right inside the middle. Now those are right inside, and now I'm going to stick this lug right where my nut's going to go. So now I have both wires attached, which is exactly what you want. Alright, so you can see here, I did exactly that. I went ahead and put the copper lug right on the outside here and pinned that in, put the small one right inside, and I'm going to do the exact same thing to the negative because this is about the same size as the large positive side. So I'm going to put that in another lug. They come in packs of 2, which is really nice. I'm going to do the exact same thing here and then put the small one inside my other terminal, which is the negative one here. So I'll do the exact same thing. So I went ahead and fell here, but I went ahead and put that right on the negative side. I'm going to go ahead and just crimp it down here a little bit so it doesn't come off. I'll put some electrical tape on that as well, just like I did on this side. Hide the rest of the wires, as well as a little extra support there. And then I'll go ahead and slide this onto my terminal here. And the nut fell through the car. So I'll go ahead and slide this on here. There we go. And I'll loosen up this side. And I'll slide the small one right in the middle there. Easy fit. Let me tighten this down a little bit because it's a little too loose for that. And then I'll go ahead and tighten both sides. And then to go the rest of the way, I'm going to use my 12mm. I'm going to tighten it enough to keep it in there. And then I'm going to tighten it the rest of the way when it's secured on the battery. That way I get a little more leverage. So we're going to go ahead and this pack. So this pack of terminals was really great. It was less than $5. It shows you the red and the black just in case you don't have color wires. I do. I have red and black color wires. Some have the little covers that protect them. But I'm going to put the red on this side, on the positive, the green on this side. And it's really nice. It's under $5. And then these set of lugs, those were under $3. Both at Walmart. So basically I'm fixing a no-start car for under $10, which is really, really nice. So we'll go ahead and put this right onto the positive side. So basically it's a little too tight, I forgot to loosen it. So this one also happens to be a 12mm. So I'll go ahead and loosen this up. And then I'll put this on. Just a light tap to get it on. Light tap, nothing hard. It's a soft metal in there, so you don't want to ever really tap it hard. And then I'll go ahead and tighten it. Alright, so that's not going anywhere, and I don't want to forget my electrical tape right here on the small positive side. And on the other side, on the negative, I'm going to go ahead and put the electrical tape on first. So now I basically got everything on. I got the electrical tape on the wires right now. This is also on the negative side, and I'm just tightening everything down. Beware with mine, as soon as I reattach this, the alarm went off, so make sure you have your keys with you. I luckily did, but I just want to warn you just in case you don't. Alright, so everything's tightened down. Everything is on. Now it's going to be time for the moment of truth. And let's see if it all works. Alright, so the moment of truth. Car always did this, where everything's turning on, the AC, that'll blow, everything worked. It was just that rapid clicking that I heard. So let's find out if that worked. Well, there we go. Car turns on and works fine. Hope that helps. Good luck.